It is so good to be back with Aaron Bradley. Aaron, how are you doing?
Good, buddy. We had a lot of questions, so we're back again, you and I.
Yeah, we did it. If you haven't checked it out yet, we did a video just a couple days ago, an interview. Aaron is a top VO talent in Los Angeles, just really kicking butt in the TV affiliate world, as well as, gosh, doing lots of commercials. You've done some network promo stuff. I know you've done narration. Is there anything I'm missing? Is there anything you haven't done?
Well, no, I think I've done it all, man. I've been doing this since 1999, so I've done a little bit of everything over the years, man.
As
Yeah,
I go and I listen to some of your work, I realize I've heard you way more than I realized. It's like, oh, this commercial and that promo and that's Aaron. Who knew? So you know Aaron Bradley, you know his voice, but now you get to meet the man behind that voice. And
like
of course,
my mom used to say, "Who knew? Who knew?
who knew?
Who knew?" That's right.
And so excited that Aaron has graciously agreed to do a free training voiceover webinar on how to get into and to do TV affiliate work. And it's coming up this Wednesday night. And I'm going to put a link below the video so you can go down there. You can click, get registered. It's free. Did I mention it's free? If I didn't, let me say it again. It's
It's
free.
free.
It's not going to cost you
We
anything.
promise. We promise.
Absolutely. It's going to be worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
It's going to be good information, and we really would love to have you there. But there's a few other questions that came up I wanted to talk to Aaron about. But I just want to let you know that in a moment, Aaron and I are going to talk about, or Aaron's going to talk about, share a part of his life that he's really had to overcome some adversity to do what he does. And when I first met Aaron, I didn't even realize this. I mean, I think you strike me as a very humble, soft-spoken kind of guy, and I once heard a definition of an extrovert. If you want to know what an extrovert is thinking, listen. If you want to know what an introvert is thinking, ask.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think I may have to ask a little bit to get that, or at least I know that's my personality. Anyhow,
Yeah.
so Aaron's going to share a little bit. I think you're going to find it very inspirational. I certainly have,
Yeah.
and my respect for you has just gone up even that much more since hearing that. But first of all, we talk about TV affiliate work, and that's a big part of what you do. What is that exactly? What does it look like? As a guy who does that for the men and women who do this kind of work, what is it?
Yeah, no, a lot of people have been asking. In fact, we just did that interview, and then I had people, I guess, Googled me. They found the website, they found my website, and then they started messaging me. So what actually, and so we actually had quite a bit of questions to follow up on, and that was one of the big questions: what is TV affiliate work? And I think it's the actual definition is it's you're the voice of an affiliate. So an affiliate, when we talk the affiliates, those are affiliates of the network. So you have the big networks, you have ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox in many cases now. So those are the networks. And then when you're an affiliate of the network, that means you're the local TV station that broadcasts that network. So that's the definition of an affiliate. It means you're affiliated with the network, and there's 211 markets across the country. The biggest, of course, is New York, and it goes down to some of the smaller markets in Montana, et cetera. But
Sure.
every single one of those is an affiliate market and has TV stations that need voiceover talent, and that's the whole premise, that we're talking about. So it's
And
very, very interesting.
And
Yeah.
just to bring it a little more home, at least for me, like for instance, where I live in the Chicago area, it would be WFLD, I believe are the call letters, Fox TV in
There you
Chicago. You're the
go. Yeah.
voice of that station. Getting ready to move to Cincinnati, you're the voice
That's
of WKRC, which is the CBS affiliate in
exactly
Cincinnati. And I mean, you're on far more than that, but
right.
just to
Right.
give an idea, that's what we're talking about. So what does that mean for you in the studio? What does that look like?
So, it's interesting. I think we're talking a little bit in the other interview, and we didn't get too into it, but we can talk, now just sort of what we do on a regular basis. It's a juggling act when you get multiple stations. And when I say juggling, it's news. So predominantly local TV stations, especially in some of the larger markets, are real news heavy. And even in medium and small markets now, news is very profitable to a TV station. And they can, sponsor this, sponsor that. They get advertisers, et cetera. So news is a moneymaker for a lot of TV stations. And when you have news, it's ever evolving, it's ever changing. So you get a lot of everything's through email. So you get a lot of stuff thrown at you through email starting very early. I'm on the West Coast, but I get East Coast stuff at 5 in the morning. So when I check email,
Really?
yeah, I've got
Okay.
stuff that was sent, from 5 in the morning that you really need to get to. So, after I warm up and have breakfast and hydrate, once I'm in the booth, I'm checking all these emails and they're there. And then you need to decipher. Some of it's just by own preference, what you're going to do first. What are you going to start on? But some of it's marked urgent. They need it by noon. They do a noon newscast and they need the promo for the noon
I
newscast, or
see.
they have a program that's going to air, in the evening and they need that promo airs the same day. So that's same day stuff that is time crucial that you have to get to as soon as you're in the booth before anything really. TV affiliate work is consistent work when you get it because they have lots going on at local TV stations. It's not like network promos where you get kind of a one-time thing
Right.
and then it airs. These are promos that are airing different promos every single day.
Which is a
So
great advantage of that kind of work. It provides ongoing revenue, right?
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And
Wow.
and it's ever evolving. So it's prioritizing your day, and then once you have everything in line, you get your script ready, and then of course you're doing your voiceover and you're sending it to them. Some of the larger market stations I do live directed sessions, so it's a source connect type of thing where
Right.
I dial into the station, and then we have
Which is a software program for those who don't know that allow you to connect broadcast quality, high speed to a studio.
yeah. Yeah, it's basically you're broadcasting through the internet, kind of
Yeah,
like we're doing now on Zoom,
with a higher
only
quality.
uh, but higher quality.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so, and some of the larger market stations require that, it's just a software that you buy, but it's not expensive, and you make do with it, but you're always accommodating. Remember, it's customer service driven, so,
Yeah.
they are your customer. My mom used to say, she says, "Somebody tells you to jump, you say how high," and, so,
Now,
there's truth behind it,
Aaron, I'm gonna
so.
put you on the spot, and if you don't want to do this, that's fine. But can you give us a line of something that you might do, or maybe something you've done today for somebody, just so when they hear it, they go, "Oh, that's what it is. That's what it sounds like."
Yeah, so, we do the coming up tonight at 11. A lot of it's COVID related stuff now. So,
Okay.
as the COVID crisis continues, stay with Fox 32 for continuing coverage, and then you'll say
I've
tonight at
heard that
11.
voice. Yeah, yeah, that's it.
All
And
that. Yeah,
Aaron, a lot of people I think assume that somebody like you, living in LA and you're really at the top of your game, that somehow maybe it came natural to you and maybe it was easy, but you really have an incredible story. And you don't have to tell us all the details, but I would love for people just to get an idea of
yeah.
the big challenge that I'm referring to that you really had to overcome to do what you're doing today.
Sure, yeah, no, I started very early on. I started in school and community theater, and
Yeah.
from there, I was in some local commercials and did, the local commercials, in throughout where I grew up in the Philadelphia area, and then, branched off into radio, started doing college radio, and then from college radio, transitioned into commercial radio, and, then was able to break into television news, which is how my whole interest in TV affiliate work sparked. I was the local news and local weather anchor in different markets throughout the country. So that's what sparked my interest. And when I got into voiceover work full time, which is about 10 years ago, I was doing TV news for 10 years and then got into voiceover full time 10 years ago. I had a car accident, which basically you can realize when you get in a car accident, nothing good ever comes from a car accident. And from the car accident, I had some herniated discs, and I hide. I was telling Bill I hide it. He goes, "Really? You had all this? This happened?" And I,
Yeah.
I hide it very well. I trim the beard so you can't see the surgical mark. But I had the herniated disc removed, and several. I had three of them removed, and they put a breathing tube down my windpipe for the surgery, and when I woke up from the surgery, as if that wasn't bad enough, I had not been able to talk real well, and I had it sounded like there was just a and I thought, "Oh, well, this is maybe something temporary," and of course, I thought maybe tried to not think the worst when they had, looked into this, and they said it's from the windpipe that was kinda put in there maybe incorrectly, and I don't wanna go into medical malpractice,
Sure.
but there was talk of that, and,
Yeah.
long story short, it was a vocal paralysis, and I started researching vocal paralysis. It's actually more common among singers and actors than we might think, and some voice talent have it for various reasons in smaller forms than I had it from a surgery, but, I had basically had several clients that I had to tell them, "Hey,
Well, yeah, I
this."
mean, you had a successful business at that point. You were
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
you had to tell them, I can't talk. I can't do this."
I've got to take a break from it. And you know, you don't know. I mean, you're hoping and you're working, and I was doing, working with some voice experts and ear, eyes, nose, and throat, doctors, and they
Yeah.
were kind of, monitoring the progress. But it worked, and I'm here, and I'm talking to you, and everything worked out well. It's I don't wish it on the worst of the worst of
Oh,
the.
sure. How long did it take you to get back to where you could work again after having that surgery?
It took around 4 months of,
Wow.
continuous, yeah, just, vocal
Rehab and just
exercise.
work and
That's right. Yeah,
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 I have always said that there's several components to voiceover success. One, you've got to have a good product. You have to develop your talent. You have to be able to deliver the goods. You also have to have a good marketing plan. But the third that I think a lot of people don't think about, you have to be tenacious, resilient, and persistent.
yeah,
And that, to me, what you just described is the epitome
yeah.
of those things. And
Thank you.
I know plenty of greatly talented people represented by top agents who rarely ever work,
Yeah.
but it's people with tenacity, like that. So that, I mean, that's inspirational. Thanks for sharing that. I just thought people should hear that because that's amazing that you're, again, top of your game, but yet you had to overcome vocal paralysis to do that.
Sure. No, thank you very much, Phil. I appreciate the opportunity to share it. So, thank
Yeah. Now, and in case you didn't hear me mention it earlier, Aaron's going to be doing a free coaching webinar about doing voiceover work, TV affiliate work specifically. Link below. But I had few questions more relating to that, if I may. And could you talk about what the market pays for that kind of work, just to give folks an idea of what that might look like?
Yeah, in fact, like I was saying, we had all these questions. We did a webinar, and I had all these people started to email me off of my website, and this is one of the questions that a lot of people were asking. They said, "You didn't talk about that, Aaron." So we'll go into it, and it's interesting. I always remind people that TV markets are Nielsen. You can Google Nielsen markets, but the Nielsen system measures TV markets in the United States. They do it by population. So the largest, of course, is New York, and then we get down to some of the smaller markets in Montana. But each market has a number one, number two, number three, and Chicago's number three, and New York is number one, and then it goes down from there. The LA is number two, and then what we look at is based upon the market size that dictates the advertising rates that the TV station can charge to advertisers for
Hmm.
commercials and sponsorships and et cetera. So when you're in a big market, they can charge more for the advertising because it goes out to more people. Makes sense, right?
Right.
And
Absolutely.
absolutely. So those markets obviously pay more. So it's not to answer the question, and this is why I go into to all this to answer the question. It's not a set rate per job. It's a set rate per market. And the larger markets pay more, medium, and then small go down from there. The actual rates as of today are roughly about 1,900 to 3,500 a month for a large market station. And that's just one station that's paying that. Medium market stations pay from 1,900 to roughly 1,000, somewhere around there per month. Smaller markets about $1,000 down to say 700. That's per month. You do become, and this was a question that I guess I didn't answer in the previous interview. You do become a W-9 employee of the TV station. So what that means is that you are, in a sense, you're a performer for the station. So it's a recurring monthly income, and usually it's on a 1-year contract basis that they do it. So
Now, is there
you're
a standard or general amount of time that you may need to commit to each station in terms of hours per day or days per week, or does it vary depending on the market, depending on the station?
yeah, no, it varies. Larger markets are obviously they're doing way more promos because they have a larger staff. So
Okay,
the bigger the market, the bigger the staff, the
right.
bigger the promos, all that. Smaller markets, they may have one or two people doing promos, and you just don't get as much. So it varies. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And would you, my final question, for those of us who are already in voiceover and doing, various things, um, would you recommend for somebody even who's already maybe making their full-time living or successful in voiceover to consider looking into affiliate work as another revenue stream, as another, what I like to call the spoke of the marketing wheel?
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, I always say good voice talent are doing a little bit of everything, and
Mm,
you or at least attempting to do a little bit of
yeah.
everything if you're not doing it. It's you're diversified, and it's always good to have something under your belt. Oh, yeah, I did an audiobook and, oh, I did, an infomercial or I did this. It's good to at least try. And I think it's so lost the TV affiliate area. It's such a black hole. Nobody really knows that if you had 3 stations, and I have friends that were able to do this, you could make a living off of 3 TV stations. That's it. That's not that's not
Yeah.
doing anything else in voiceover work with
That's
the
what
with
I want to do. That's the
uh,
gig I want. Don't
hey.
we all?
So, yeah, so it's something that you can certainly add to the voiceover business that you're doing, and, for those that don't have much other business, I mean, it's an area that, if it's implemented successfully, that you can actually live off of. So that's the cool thing about it.
Well, make sure you get signed up for Aaron's webinar. It's absolutely free this Wednesday night. He's going to talk more in depth. Yeah, go below. Thank you. Click the link below, sign up. And again, it's not going to cost you anything. And Aaron will be talking more about this mysterious, when I say mysterious, people you may know what an affiliate voice is, but in terms of understanding the business side, how you get into it, how do you do that? I mean, heck, that's a question I've had on my mind for years. Fascinated by it. I have no idea. Excited, maybe go to a TV station, knock on the door, and I'm going to guess that's probably the wrong approach. See, I'll be there. I'll be at your webinar on Wednesday night. So click the link below. Aaron, you're a good dude. Good talking to you tonight. Just lots of good information. Really looking forward to hearing what you have to say on Wednesday.
My pleasure, Bill. Thank you very much.